Okay, so this is the Daf Yomi for February 6th, 2025. We're in Sanhedrin 51. We left off, they were still debating the hierarchy of the severity of the death penalty, concerning basically if somebody commits two crimes that are liable to the death penalty and they have different death penalties, the question is, like, which death penalty do you execute, because you can only do that once. So, Daf 51, it says, I have a source only for the case of a priest's daughter who married a priest. From where do I derive that she is also liable to be executed by burning if she married a Levite or an Israelite, a Samaritan, a priest disqualified due to a flawed lineage, a son bore from an incestuous or adulterous relationship, so a mamzer or a Gibeonite? The verse states, and the daughter of a priest, indicates that this halacha applies even if she is not now a priestess, having married a non-priest. It is derived from the verse, she shall be burned with fire, that she is executed by burning, but her paramour is not executed by burning. His punishment is the same as that of one who engages in adulterous intercourse with the betrothed or married daughter of a non-priest. It is further derived from the word she, that she is executed by burning, but witnesses who testified concerning her that she committed adultery and who were proven to be conspiring witnesses are not executed by burning. The Baraita concludes, Rabbi Eliezer says, if she is with her father, she is executed by burning. If she is with her father-in-law, she is executed by stoning, as the Gemara will explain below. So after quoting this Baraita, the Gemara now clarifies and discusses it. So the master said in a Baraita, one might have thought that even one who desecrated Shabbat should be executed by burning. The Gemara asks, if she desecrated Shabbat, she is liable to be executed by stoning, just like anyone else who desecrates Shabbat, right? So why would one think that because she is the daughter of a priest, she should be executed by burning, a less severe type of capital punishment? So Rava says, in accordance with whose opinion is this? It is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, who says that burning is more severe than stoning. It might enter your mind to say that since the merciful one treats priests more stringently, and that he gave them additional mitzvot, the daughter of a priest should be punished for desecrating Shabbat by burning, which according to Rabbi Shimon is more severe than stoning. Therefore the verse teaches us that with regard to the desecration of Shabbat, the daughter of a priest receives the same punishment as the rest of the Jewish people. The Gemara asks now, in what way is she different from the priest himself? So a priest who desecrates Shabbat is executed by stoning, so why would one have thought that the daughter of a priest should be punished by burning? The Gemara answers, it might enter your mind to say that concerning the priest himself, the halachot of Shabbat are less stringent, as acts that are forbidden on Shabbat are permitted to him with regard to the performance of the temple service. Therefore, one might have thought that if a priest desecrates Shabbat in a manner that is forbidden to him, his punishment should not be more severe than that of a non-priest. But concerning her, the daughter of a priest, since acts that are forbidden on Shabbat are not permitted to her at all, as she does not perform the temple service, one might say that she should be punished by burning, which is more severe. Therefore, the verse teaches us that this is not so. The Baraita teaches, one might have thought that even if she is unmarried and engages in intercourse, she should be executed by burning. The Gemara asks, why might one think this? Isn't it written in the verse, when she profanes herself by playing the harlot? This term, so Lee's note, is referring to sinful relationships such as adultery, not to the promiscuous intercourse of an unmarried woman. So the Gemara answers, the statement of the Baraita is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Elazar, who says, an unmarried man who engages in intercourse with an unmarried woman, not for the purpose of marriage, has rendered her a zona. So a woman who has engaged in intercourse with a man forbidden to her by the Torah. In the opinion of Rabbi Elazar, the term Lee's note is referring to any promiscuous intercourse. Okay, so the Baraita teaches, or perhaps one might have thought that the verse states her father only in order to exclude all men other than her father. The Gemara asks, rather, what case is the verse referring to? Is it a case where she engaged in intercourse with her father? If so, why does the verse specifically mention the daughter of a priest? Even the daughter of a non-priest is executed by burning in such a case. The Gemara answers that the prohibition of and punishment for intercourse between a father and daughter are not stated explicitly in the Torah, rather they are derived by means of two verbal analogies. So, as Rava said, Rav Yitzchak bar Avodimi said to me, this prohibition is derived by means of a verbal analogy between the word henna in the verse, the nakedness of your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter, their nakedness you shall not uncover, for theirs, henna, is your own nakedness, Leviticus 18:10. And the word henna in a different verse, you shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. You shall not take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. They, henna, are near kinswomen. It is lewdness. Leviticus 18, verse 17. This verbal analogy indicates that just as it is prohibited to engage in intercourse with one's granddaughter and with one's wife's daughter or granddaughter, so too it is prohibited to engage in intercourse with one's daughter. Furthermore, it is derived from a verbal analogy between the word lewdness, Exodus 18:17, in the word lewdness in the verse, and if a man take with his wife also her mother, it is lewdness. So it's zima. They shall be burned with fire, both he and they, so that there may be no lewdness among you. Leviticus 20:14. That one who engages in intercourse with his daughter or granddaughter is liable to be executed by burning. Since the punishment for engaging in intercourse with one's daughter is derived from a verbal analogy and is not stated explicitly, it was necessary for the verse to indicate that the daughter of a priest is liable to be executed by burning, even if she commits adultery with a man who is not her father. Likewise, it might enter your mind to say that the verse concerning the daughter of a priest is stated to exclude the statement of Rava in the following manner. From the fact that the Merciful One revealed his punishment explicitly with regard to the daughter of a priest and not with regard to the daughter of a non-priest, it may be derived that the punishment of burning does not apply to the daughter of a non-priest. Therefore, the verse teaches us through the expression she profanes that it is referring to a priest's daughter who committed adultery with any man and not just with her father. The Braita teaches, from the expression, the daughter of a priest, I have a source only for the case of a priest's daughter who married a priest. From where is it derived that she is also liable to be executed by burning if she married a Levite, an Israelite, a Samaritan, a Halal, a Gibeonite, or a Mamzer? The verse states, and the daughter of a priest, indicating that this halacha applies even if she is not now a priestess. So the Gemara asks, because she married one of these men, who are not priests, is she no longer the daughter of a priest? Why should her punishment be different in these cases? And furthermore, is it written a priestess who married a priest? The verse refers only to the status of her father and not to that of her husband. The Gemara answers, it might enter your mind to say that when the Merciful One states, when she profanes herself by playing the harlot, it indicates that this matter applies only in a case where she profanes herself now by committing adultery. But in this case, where she is married to a non-priest, since she is already profaned from the outset, from the time of her marriage, the verse does not apply to her. The Gemara clarifies, if she is married to a man of flawed lineage, she is already profaned. As the Master said, it is derived from the verse, and if a priest's daughter be married to a non-priest, she shall not eat of that which is set apart from the sacred. Leviticus 22, verse 12. Okay, and once she engaged in intercourse with one who is unfit for her, he has disqualified her from ever partaking of teruma. And if she is married to a Levite or an Israelite, she is also disqualified from partaking of teruma for as long as they are married. As the verse states, but if her priest's daughter is a widow or divorced and has no child and returns to her father's house, as in her youth, she may eat of her father's bread. Leviticus 22:13. By inference, while she is with her non-priest husband, she does not partake of teruma. Evidently, the marriage of the daughter of the priest to anyone who is not a priest involves some measure of profanation, and therefore one might say that she should not be punished by burning, the punishment unique to the daughter of a priest if she committed adultery. Therefore, the verse teaches us that the punishment of execution by the burning applies to a daughter of a priest, regardless of the status of her husband. The Gemara adds, and this Braita is not in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Meir, as it is taught in Braita with regard to a priest's daughter who married an Israelite and then unwittingly partook of teruma. She plays the principal, as she partook of teruma to which she has no rights. But she does not pay the additional 1/5 fine paid by the non-priest who partakes of teruma unwittingly. This is because she is not completely disqualified from the priesthood. If she were to be widowed or divorced without children, it would again be permitted to her to partake of teruma, and as benefits as benefits the daughter of a priest. If she commits adultery, her death penalty is by burning. Rabbi Meir continues, but if she married one of the men who are unfit for her, halal, mamzer, Gibeonite, she unwittingly, etc., she unwittingly partook of teruma. She pays the principal in the additional 1/5, she pays the principal in the additional 1/5, as she is permanently disqualified from partaking of teruma. And similarly, if she commits adultery, her death penalty is by strangulation, like the daughter of a non-priest, as she is completely disqualified from the priesthood. This is the statement of Rabbi Meir. The rabbis say, both this one who married an Israelite and that one who married a man of flawed lineage pay the principal and not the 1/5, as they do not entirely forfeit their priesthood, and their death penalty is by burning, in accordance with the above Baraita. Okay, so the Gemara continues its analysis of the Baraita, which teaches, Rabbi Eliezer says, if she is with her father, she is executed by burning, and if she is with her father-in-law, she is executed by stoning. The Gemara asks, what is the meaning of the expressions with her father and with her father-in-law? If we say that with her father means she engages in intercourse with her father, and with her father-in-law means she engages in intercourse with her father-in-law, why is this halakha stated specifically with regard to the daughter of a priest? Even in the case of the daughter of a non-priest, the halakha is the same. In the case of one who engages in intercourse with his daughter, they are executed by burning, and in the case of one who engages in intercourse with his daughter-in-law, they are executed by stoning. Rather, the expression with her father means under her father's authority, that is, she is still betrothed and not married yet, and the expression with her father-in-law means under her father-in-law's authority, so she's married. The Gemara asks, in accordance with whose opinion is the statement? Is it in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis? Don't they say that the married daughter of a priest who committed adultery is singled out for execution by burning, but not the one who is betrothed? If it is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, doesn't he say that both the betrothed daughter of a priest and the married one who are executed by burning? The opinion of Rabbi Eliezer does not accord with either of these opinions. And if it is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael, C51b, so coming up, doesn't he say that only the betrothed daughter of a priest is singled out for execution by burning, but not one who is married? In his opinion, if the daughter of a priest is under the authority of her father-in-law, that is, if she is married, her punishment is death by strangulation, like any other married woman who committed adultery. Ravin sent the following explanation in the name of Rabbi Yoshi, son of Rabbi Hanina. This is the explanation, Hatza'ah, of this Mishnah. That is the Baraita, actually in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis, and this is what it is saying. With regard to any act of adultery whose punishment is less severe than the death penalty for one who engages in intercourse with her father, here, in the case of the daughter of a priest, she receives the death penalty of one who engages in intercourse with her father, namely execution by burning. And what act of adultery carries a less severe punishment than intercourse with one's father? It is the case of the married daughter of a non-priest, as the married daughter of a non-priest who committed adultery is executed by strangulation. With regard to any act of adultery whose punishment is more severe than the death penalty for one who engages in intercourse with her father, here in the case of the daughter of a priest, she receives the death penalty of one who engages in intercourse with her father-in-law, namely execution by stoning. In what case is it? It is the case of the betrothed daughter of a non-priest, as in general, the betrothed daughter of a non-priest who committed adultery is executed by stoning. Rabbi Yirmiyah objects to this explanation. Does the Baraita teach the words more and less? These words central to this interpretation are not mentioned at all. Rather, Rabbi Yirmiyah says an alternative interpretation. Actually, Rabbi Eliezer's statement is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael, and this is what he is saying. The expression with her father means under her father's authority, that is, she is still betrothed, and she is executed by burning if she commits adultery. And in the expression with her father-in-law means that after getting married, she engages in intercourse with her father-in-law, and she is therefore executed by stoning. And if she commits adultery with any other man after getting married, she is executed by strangulation, like any other married woman. Rava says, what is different between the wording of the two clauses of Rabbi Eliezer's statement that allows them to be understood differently? Either explain this one and that one literally, that is, that she engages in intercourse with her father or father-in-law, or explain this one and that one as referring to the authority of the father or father-in-law. Rather, Rava says, actually, Rabbi Eliezer's statement is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, that burning is more severe than stoning. And Rabbi Eliezer holds that the halacha of the married daughter of a priest is comparable to that of the betrothed one, just as with regard to the betrothed daughter of a priest, we raise her punishment by one level, vis-a-vis the betrothed daughter of a non-priest, from stoning to burning. So too, with regard to the married daughter of a priest, we raise her punishment by one level, vis-a-vis the married daughter of a non-priest, from strangulation to stoning. Rab Hanina objects to this explanation. Doesn't Rabbi Shimon himself say that both in this case and in that case, that is, whether she is betrothed or married, the daughter of a priest is executed by burning? His opinion cannot be interpreted contrary to his own statement. Rather, Ravina says, actually, Rabbi Eliezer's statement is in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis that the married daughter of a priest is executed by burning and the betrothed daughter of a priest is executed by stoning. In reverse, the wording of Rabbi Eliezer's statement as follows. When she is with her father, that is, when she is betrothed, she is executed by stoning. And when she is with her father-in-law, that is, when she's married, she is executed by burning. And the fact that the Tana states the phrase with her father instead of simply stating that she is betrothed is because he was merely drawn to the common usage, that is, the wording of the verse, and employed it. Rab Nachman says that Rabba Bar Avu says that Rav says the halacha in this matter is in accordance with the explanation that Ravin sent in the name of Rabbi Yoshi, son of Rabbi Hanina. Rav Yosef said in a response, does one issue a halacha for the Messianic period? Since the destruction of the temple, courts do not have the authority to adjudicate capital cases, and this authority will be restored only once the temple is rebuilt in the Messianic period. Therefore, what is the purpose of stating this halacha in this matter when it is not currently relevant? So he's objecting to just saying what, Rav Yosef says, is this a halacha for the Messianic age? So Abaye said to him, if that is so, let the Tana not teach all the halachot of the slaughter of sacrificial animals. So Tractate Zavachim in its entirety as a halacha for the Messianic period. Rather, one studies these halacha due to the principle of study Torah and receive reward. That is, one is rewarded for the study of Torah regardless of its practical application. Here too, study Torah and receive reward. Rav Yosef responded, this is what I meant to say. Why do I need the halacha with regard to the subject to be stated? Is a halacha stated in the discussion of Rabbi Eliezer's statement? The wording of Rabbi Eliezer's statement, but there is no difference between them with regard to the halacha. The Gemara discusses the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael that the betrothed daughter of a priest who committed adultery is executed by burning, whereas the married daughter of a priest who committed adultery is executed by strangulation. What is the source for the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael? It is as it is taught in Braita with regard to the verse, and the daughter of a priest, when she profanes herself by playing the harlot, Leviticus 21, verse 9, it says the verse is speaking of a young woman who is betrothed. Do you say that it is referring only to a young woman who is betrothed, or that it is referring even to a married woman? The verse states, and a man who commits adultery with another man's wife, he who commits adultery with his neighbor's wife, both the adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death. Leviticus 20, verse 10. All adulterers were included in the category of the adulterer and the adulteress, and were executed by strangulation. Both the verse singled out the betrothed daughter of a non-priest for execution by stoning and the daughter of a priest for execution by burning. It is therefore derived that just as when the verse singles out the daughter of a non-priest for stoning, the Torah states that the reference is to a woman who is betrothed and not married, so too when the verse singles out the daughter of a priest for burning, it is referring to a woman who is betrothed and not married. The Braita continues, the conspiring witnesses concerning the daughter of a priest and the paramour of the daughter of a priest are included in the verse, and you shall do to him as he conspired to do to his brother. Deuteronomy 19:19. The Gemara interjects and asks, what is the reason? What reason is there for the punishment of as he conspired? to be applied with regard to her paramour. Rather, the Braita should be read, her conspiring witnesses are included in the death penalty of her paramour. That is, they are executed by strangulation, which they sought to impose upon her paramour. They are not executed by burning, which is the death penalty that they sought to impose upon her. This is because it is stated, and you shall do to him as he conspired to do to his brother, which is interpreted to mean to his brother, but not to his sister. This is the statement of Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Akiva says both the betrothed and the married daughter of a priest are singled out for execution by burning. One might have thought that even an unmarried daughter of a priest who engaged in promiscuous intercourse should be executed by burning. This is correct, as here it states, her father, quote, her father, and there it is stated with regard to a betrothed woman who committed adultery, quote, her father. Deuteronomy 22, verse 21. It is derived through a verbal analogy that just as below, the reference to the promiscuous intercourse of one who has a bond to a husband, so too here the references to the promiscuous intercourse of one who has a bond to a husband. Rabbi Yishmael said to him, if the halacha of a priest's daughter who committed adultery is compared to the halacha of a betrothed woman who committed adultery, then it can be inferred that just as there the reference is specifically to a young woman who is betrothed, so too here the reference is to a young woman who is betrothed. This serves as a proof for the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael, which is that only the betrothed daughter of a priest is executed by burning. Rabbi Akiva said to him, Yishmael, my brother, I derive it from the fact that the verse could have stated the daughter of a priest, but instead states and the daughter of a priest, with the conjunction and, of course, and that married daughters of priests are also included in this punishment. Rabbi Yishmael said to him, and because you derive from this the difference between the term the daughter and the term and the daughter, we should take this married daughter of a priest out to be executed by burning. This derivation of yours is inconsistent because if the conjunction and indicates the inclusion of the married daughter of a priest, then it should include the unmarried daughter of a priest too. And if it includes and if it indicates the exclusion of an unmarried one, exclude the married one as well. The Gemara asks, and how would Rabbi Akiva respond? The Gemara answers, according to Rabbi Akiva, the verbal analogy between the halacha of the daughter of a priest and the halacha of a betrothed woman who serves to exclude the case of an unmarried daughter of a priest from execution by burning, and the distinction between the terms the daughter and the daughter serves to include the case of a married woman. And Rabbi Yishmael challenged Rabbi Akiva's opinion because he thought that since Rabbi Akiva had said to him that a married woman is included due to the distinction between the daughter and the daughter, it is possible to conclude from it that Rabbi Akiva has retracted his derivation from the verbal analogy, which would have included a married woman, and instead derived the halacha only from the conjunction and the term and the daughter. But in fact, Rabbi Akiva continued this derivation with the verbal analogy. So the Gemara asks, as for Rabbi Yishmael, what does he derive from this distinction between the daughter and the daughter? Gemara answers, he requires it for that which the father of Shmuel bar Avin taught in a Braita. Since we find that the verse differentiates with regard to male priest between with regard to male priest between unblemished priest and blemished priest. As only unblemished priests may perform the temple service, one might have thought we should differentiate between their daughters as well, and rule that the daughter of a blemished priest should not be sentenced to execution by burning for adultery. Therefore, instead of stating the daughter, the verse states and the daughter, to include the daughter of a blemished priest. The Gemara asks, and from where does Rabbi Akiva derive this? The Gemara answers, he derives it from the verse, they shall be holy to their God and not profane the name of their God. For the offering of the Lord, the bread of their Lord, they offer, and they shall be holy. Leviticus 21, verse 6. From the phrase, and they shall be holy, it is derived that the priests are considered holy even if they cannot bring offerings to the temple. Consequently, there is no difference in this regard between the daughter of a blemished priest and the daughter of an unblemished priest. The Gemara asks, and why does Rabbi Yishmael not derive this halacha from this verse? The Gemara answers, Rabbi Yishmael would say, if it were to be derived from that verse, I would say this matter applies with regard to the priests themselves, who are considered holy even if they are blemished, but not with regard to their daughters. Therefore, the term and their daughter teaches us that the halacha with regard to the daughters of blemished priest is just like the halacha with regard to the daughters of unblemished priest. The Gemara asks, and as for Rabbi Yishmael, and then it continues on Daf 52 tomorrow. So we'll stop there.